Hello everybody, I'm going to be highlighting the pricking iron process in hand stitching a sheath today. The tools I'm going to be using are these 3mm pricking irons from Craft Tool. I purchased these through Tandy Leather. I always use the 4-prong and the 2-prong. That's just what I need to do sheaths. And so the 2 and the 4-prong 3mm Craft Tool diamond shaped pricking irons are what I am using. The most important step in this whole process is to get the workpiece flat. So when you have a folded over loop like this for a vertical carry belt loop style sheath, you've got to router out a void in something to get the workpiece to lay flat. I've done this with just a scrap piece of oak and utilizing some leather to prevent marring any of the surfaces. But you've got to get some way to get your workpiece flat while you have an uneven surface on the back. So you find a way to get it flat, and then using those pricking irons to puncture your holes for the stitch. I started with the very first holes I made were with the 2-prong. I did that because the 2-prong provides less resistance, and it's easier for me to start that very first punch with the 2-prong, and then I'll switch to the 4 for the straightaway. I'm overlapping 2 holes with each go here, so I'm only creating 2 new holes each time. There's a 2-hole overlap. That keeps this tool nice and straight, keeps everything in line to where you don't wander and kind of walk around on that line. The line that you see that I'm following has been created with a stitching groover. So these stitches will be recessed slightly into the material, and that's important in order to prevent wear and tear on the stitch in the end. So stitching groover process was already done prior to this video. Now I'm using these pricking irons to create the holes in which those stitches will run. I've switched now from the 4-prong to the 2-prong, right at about that transition where I go from a straightaway to the curve. That 2-prong allows you to follow that curve without any issues. The 4-prong just won't let you follow a curve. So using the 2-prong will allow you to make those turns, and you're overlapping 1 hole at a time with the 2-prong. So you're creating 1 new hole with each go there. Notice here that I am going in at just a slight angle. That tool is not perfectly vertical. If you try and go in perfectly vertical, you will have stitches. The stitches on the backside will be closer to the edge than they are on the front, and it's just the way in which that sheath has the slightest curve as it folds around that you will have to get a feel for the right angle in which to go in. But I am always going in at just the slightest angle towards the fold there to keep both sides looking as symmetrical as possible. The biggest thing here is just to keep the same angle through the process. You want to make sure you maintain the same angle the whole way through, so that those holes on the back side are lined up as good as they are on the front. Now this is 9-ounce thick leather, so you're going through 3 layers of 9-ounce, and that pricking iron is just barely long enough to get all the way through, but it will get through there. And there you have it, a nice pretty stitch. Hope this video is helpful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.